The NNSCRA Offline and Online Racing at its best presents Speed World. Engines have been fired here for round number 3 of this 4-part series. That is the NNSCRA International Race of Champions, as we're set to go racing here in round number 3 of the series at the 2-mile D-shaped racetrack that sits in the Irish Hills of Brooklyn, Michigan Speedway. And here's your starting lineup. On the pole in the dark green machine, after finishing last, unfortunately for him, at Talladega, but he starts on the pole today, Charles Sanford. Beside him, alongside of him, will be the yellow car of Michael Norman. Again, this is the top 12 finishers from last season's Duracell Cup Series, a series from Seth Cole. Starting in row 2 is the paint car, Allison Liara, up again, and alongside is the powder blue car of Quentin Moore, starting outside of row number 2. Third row has R.J. Bishop in the black car, and beside him in the cream-colored machine, that is Nick Gunther behind the wheel. Going to row number 4, it's car number 7, the dark blue car of Laura Chung. Beside her in the aqua-colored car is Mitchell Collins, the winner this season at Daytona. Going to row number 5, it's Keith Batson in the bright blue car and Destin Bowen in the lime green car. And starting in row number 6, it's Jack Dunnard, number 2 in the points, coming in here, finished second at Talladega. He's in the orange machine beside him, the winner at Talladega. In the red car, it's Kyle Matthews, starting shotgun in the field. So that's your starting lineup here at Michigan Speedway. 30 laps of distance here today. And we have seen nothing but tremendous racing out of these IROC Dodge Challengers here in the NNSCRA International Race of Champions. And we got 2 race rounds left to go. This round here, and also the final round at Watkins Glen. Green flag flies, and we're underway in round number 3 at Michigan. And Laura Chung wasted no time. She goes 3 wide between her, R.J. Bishop, and Nick Gunther as they come off turn number 2. Gunther still up on the high side and is in a very vulnerable position as they come out in the backstretch now. And Chung pulls ahead of this battle right there as Charles Sanford has the point now. And Michael Norman looking to lead his first lap of the race right there as they come off turn number 4. And Laura Chung trying to get by both Allison Liara and Quentin Moore. 3 wide, 2 rows deep back out behind. And Jack Dunnard quickly picking up some positions himself in that orange machine there. 4 wide to turn number 1. Kyle Matthews thought better of making it 4 wide there. And a good thing for him, Nick Gunther and R.J. Bishop did a little shoving match going through turns 1 and 2. Only lap 2 though, so only lap 2 of this event though. So some drivers looking at knowing to take it easy here, as Laura Chung still trying to make her way through the field as she gets by Quentin Moore now. Allison Liara, meantime, gets up behind both Michael Norman and Charles Sanford, who leads this event right now. And look at that last lap by for the leader here at Michigan, 190.623 miles an hour. These cars very fast, and Michigan is a very fast track anyway. We mentioned 2-mile D-shaped racetrack, 18 degrees of banking in the turns and 12 in the tri-oval. And this track wide enough for 3, 4, sometimes even 5 wide racing. You better not go 5 wide. I wouldn't recommend chancing 5 wide with these cars, obviously. 4 wide's dangerous enough. Well, 3 and 4 wide both, actually. Michael Norman at the second position right now, and now Allison Liara trying to get past for second place. And Laura Chung has started this race in 7th position, has now moved around in the 4th place now. As she gets by, as she's now looking at, as she's got Quentin Moore behind trying to make a little move. And now Keith Batson dips on the low side in that bright blue number 9 as they go into turn number 3 right now. Mitchell Collins getting by Jack Dunnard, and now Kyle Matthews trying to get behind Jack Dunnard. Matthews, I think, leads the points coming in this round of IROC. What series is this? In the IROC series here. And we mentioned leading the points too, because the points leader coming into Watkins Glen, the fourth and final round at Watkins Glen, will be your pole sitter for the race at Watkins Glen, believe it or not. And so pole sitter will start first, and the second position will start, and the points will start second, and so on and so forth down the line for that event. Michael Norman now takes the lead here, and Laura Chung up to second position now, tries to get second position from Charles Sanford in that dark green car. And Keith Batson trying to find a way to around this field too, as he pulls up behind Laura Chung, and 3 wide there between. Yeah, there was 3 wide right there. Destin Bowen was caught in the middle between him, Jack Dunard, and Mitchell Collins in an aqua-colored machine, as you see the copter cam right there. Now Batson pulls up behind, has got Kyle Matthews up behind in that number 12 car, the red machine. Matthews, we mentioned, fittingly enough, that car's red. I say fittingly enough, he drew a red car for this event, though, because I know I mention this every time with him there, every time we're at Michigan Speedway, but Matthews is a native of Ohio. I'm not going to give you the town he lives in for obvious reasons, but if you know Ohio people, they hate Michigan, and likewise with that state up north, as Ohio people call Michigan, that state up north. But Matthew's is a big Ohio State fan, obviously, as well as far as college sports are concerned. And Ohio State, of course, has team jerseys are, of course, red. So, but fittingly enough, he drew a red car at the race at Michigan, obviously, to represent his state's colors, obviously, when it comes to college sports here. But Matthews right now runs in 5th position. He was clocked at the last time by, and he's now 4th. As Charles Stanford gets the lead back here, and now Matthews battling with Keith Batson for 3rd place. Michael Norman is 2nd. 1st is Sanford. 4th position, I should say, is Allison Liara. 5th is Laura Chung. 6th position right now is Quentin Moore, as he tries to hold off Jack Dunard for position. Actually, no, scratch that. Quentin Moore's actually in 7th position. Actually make that. Dunard is 8th. 9th position is Destin Bowen. 10th is Mitchell Collins, and R.J. Bishop and Nick Gunther. The top 10, or the running order in this event, I should say. I shouldn't say finishing order just yet, because we're just 9 laps into the event, or coming by to complete lap number 9. As Michael Norman does inside of Charles Sanford. Sanford tries to get by him for position. Sanford comes by to lead yet another lap in this event. You saw the speed going in turn number 1, 203 miles an hour out of these cars. And Norman right smack behind that dark green number 1. Batson in 3rd position, Matthews in 4th, and here comes Laura Chung trying for 5th position on Quentin Moore, as Quentin tries to move his way up a couple of positions. Moore's gotten past Liara at this point, and as they come off turn number 4. And now Michael Norman takes the lead in that yellow car. There he is, as he puts the yellow number 2 out in front now. Check the fast lap of the race so far. Fast lap of the race so far set by Quentin Moore at 193.221 miles an hour. We mentioned, as I said, very fast track here at Michigan Speedway. And like we saw at Daytona and Talladega, drafting all the more critical on a track like this. Obviously, as you can get a draft on a track like this. You can't say the same with Watkins Glen, which is the next and last race on the schedule for IROC with these guys. Matthews up on the high side, trying to get by for position. And it's Laura Chung down the low side. Allison Liara, Jack Dunard, and Quentin Moore dives low side now to get behind Dunard in that orange car. And now Chung tries to get by Charles Sanford for position. That's Chung in that dark blue number 7. And all this is just letting Michael Norman just pull away right now in this field here. And as Sanford and Chung off to number 4, it's a drag race down the front stretch now. Sanford has position for the time being by about a car length. And 3 wide, meantime, between Quentin Moore, Jack Dunard, and Kyle Matthews. As Quentin tries to get by? He does. He gets by Dunnard. And now R.J. Bishop now goes inside, tries to get by both Matthews and Keith Batson. And Nick Gunther also trying to make his way through the field as well as the 10 of Destin Bowen, that lime green machine. "13 laps in the books already here at Michigan Speedway. Just a fast-paced race so far. They are averaging they're averaging almost 189 miles an hour, 188.869 to be exact. Fast-paced race at Michigan Speedway so far as Keith Batson and R.J. Bishop try to draft by Jack Dunnard in that orange car as they come up down through turns number 3 and 4 now. See who has the better line come off the 4th turn. It's going to be Dunnard. Looks like in that orange machine he'll fall back and he'll fall in front of the R.J. Bishop car. Meantime, Quentin Moore trying to get by Allison Liara in the paint machine there. That's more in the powder blue car. And Moore finding out how that outside lane works, as he saw with Liara. And now Jack Dunnard tries to get by Quentin's car as well too, as now he tries to push Quentin up to Allie's back bumper. And meantime, battle for the lead once again. Charles Sanford takes it once again. He and Michael Norman and Laura Chung back at it again. And now Chung wants to go for the lead in that dark blue car. She goes inside of Charles, a drag race into turn number 1, and Laura Chung's got it. But Charles fights back on the outside of the racetrack here as they come off the 2nd turn, and whoa! Chung just about took the nose off that dark green car, Sanford, as they come down the backstretch now. And all this at almost 190 miles an hour here at Michigan Speedway. Just tremendous stuff. As Norman now pulls up behind Sanford, the keep up behind, I should say. And we are halfway home, 16 down and 14 to go. So we actually were past halfway home. And Charles once again tries to go for the lead on Laura Chung. Laura leads her first lap of the race. And now Allison Liara and Quentin Moore, they want in on this action as well too. There's a good look at Quentin Moore, that powder blue number 4, as he tries to draft Liara past Michael Norman. But Michael Norman looks like he may have the outside line to be preferred right there, but the draft does play kind of a great equalizer. And now Liara's stuck in the middle now as Jack Dunnard tries to figure out who he wants to go with there. And Liara from the outside gets back past Quentin. Quentin saying, "Come on, Allie, let me by." So Quentin regroups, tries it once again through turns number 3 and 4. As Michael Norman gets shoved back as well too. I think that puts them back to about 5th position in that yellow number 2. Dunnard in 6th position. 7th position is Keith Batson. R.J. Bishop in 8th. Kyle Matthews running in 9th. Destin Bowen now just takes 10th position away from Nick Gunther, who is stuck in behind between him and Mitchell Collins. Collins, we mentioned, was the winner at Daytona. Matthews was the winner at Talladega. So looking to make it 3 for 3 here at Michigan Speedway here, but we'll find out who pulls it off as they'll be coming down for 11 laps remaining here at this event. Charles Sanford has had a rough last couple of races in IROC. We mentioned Charles finished last at Talladega, last race on the tour, so he wants to recover from that though with a win here at Michigan. Chung up to 2nd position now. Laura Chung trying to see if she's got anything for Charles Sanford right there, trying to find a weakness out of him. And Laura goes inside now to transfer the lead once again. That number 7 car. She pushes Charles up the track and takes the lead back. And Ali Liara pulls up behind Laura. But look at that run. Charles has to come off turn number 2. And it says, not today, Laura. And takes the lead back. In the meantime, Allison Liara and Quentin Moore tries to roll on the outside of the track here between Chung and Dunnard, who are on the inside lane. Chung and Liara side by side for second place. 21 laps in the books, 9 laps remaining here at Michigan. Caution free so far. There's the back of the pack of cars right there with Mitchell Collins anchoring this position. I should say about to or trying to keep Mitchell Collins trying to take 11th place away. Now Kyle Matthews running last position at the moment, but tries to get the draft off RJ Bishop. In that black car, and Bishop looks almost like he just throws the jet boosters on and just gets past both Collins and Nick Gunther. And if there's one person so far that's been frustrated with his IROC results, it's been Nick Gunther, and at number 6, and at cream number 6. Gunther, wants to be right up there contending with these guys for the win here at Michigan. He's still got about 7 laps to try to get himself back up to the field right there. Problem for Gunther. Let's see what he's clocked at this time by how far back he is from the leader. He crossed the line 10th position there. Gunther is 2.05 seconds back of the lead. So if things go right for him, he could try to get himself back up there, as RJ Bishop now is the one back in the pack right there. But I'll tell you one who is trying to move up is Destin Bowen in that lime green number 10. There he is, trying to get behind Michael Norman in that yellow number 2. Now does Bowen get any drafting help from Mitchell Collins? He's trying to get a draft. He's trying to catch a sniff of the draft off Michael Norman's machine, or Jack Dunnard, whichever one he wants to go with. And meantime, Charles Sandberg back up in front in that dark green number 1, as he has now got 6 laps remaining, 5.5 now. In what has been a tremendous race so far here at Michigan Speedway. So we get this kind of a show at Watkins Glen. You know how NR 1203 is on road courses. Chung back up behind Sanford, trying to play with him once again. But there's Chung pulls up to the back bumper of that dark green number 1. She goes inside now for the lead. And meantime, Quentin Moore still trying to get around Allison Liara. He's been trying to do for about pretty much all race long. And now Quentin says, "I'm done following you, Allison. I want to get back. I want to get by you." And Quentin tries to get a draft off Charles Sandberg. And now he gets a draft off. Now he gets the draft off Keith Batson. Batson pushes Quentin past Allen, and Quentin says, "Thank you very much." But Keith says, "I'm not done yet. I want to get back. I want to get back. I want to get by you now." But Moore says, "No way." And Quentin up to 3rd position now in that powder blue number 4. Quentin back in the Castrol GTX Cup Series usually runs good at Michigan. He's won here before in that series. And now Quentin trying to get a draft off Charles Hammer. He backed off a little bit right there. You saw Quentin back off the accelerator and thought he got too close to didn't want to bump Charles in the middle of the turns here. 3 laps to go, and Charles once again goes for the lead, and he's got it. Now does Laura Chung get back at him right there, but Quentin Moore, he wants to join in. He wants to battle for the win here as they go into turn number 3 now. Chung, over the back bumper of Stanford's cars. They go into turn number 3, and Charles says, "Nuh-uh," and Quentin says, "Thank you, Laura," and he goes to 2nd position now. Now it's Charles and Quentin going at it for the win now with 2 laps remaining. Charles Sanford, the dark green car, pole sitter for this event. Quentin Moore started 4th in that powder blue car. Off into turn number 3 now. Here comes Quentin, low side now. Looking for the win. The white flag is out there. Side by side off turn number 4. Jack Dunner of the 3rd position. Can he get up there with his front 2? Moore has the lead now. White flag is out. Stand by for a good finish. Here comes Dunner to the low side. Dunner muscles his way past Moore for the lead. Jack Dunner from 11th starting position takes the lead on the last lap. And barring any problems, it looks like he may have it all well in hand. How about that move out of Jack Dunner in that orange car? Quentin tries to pull back one more time, but he's not going to be close enough. And Jack Dunner with a daring move in turn number 1 takes the lead and the win in round 3 at Michigan. Jack Dunner had only 1 lap in that race, but it was the one that counted, the one coming to the checkered flag, the last lap. And I'll tell you, Quentin Moore, he had to be able to took the lead, only to get muscled out of the way on the turn number 1 on the final lap of the event. He does get 2nd, though, holding off Charles Sanford, though. Sanford comes on 3rd. 4th goes to Laura Chung. 5th place will go to Keith Batson. 6th place will go to Destin Bowen. 7th place goes to, excuse me. 7th goes to Michael Norman. 8th to Mitchell Collins. 9th, Allison Liara. 10th to Nick Gunther. 11th, RJ Bishop. And Kyle Matthews ends up where he started. 12th place in last position. So that will do it here today. Excuse me. So that will do it here to Michigan Speedway here. Congratulations once again to Jack Dunner, the winner of round number 3 of the NNSCRA International Race of Champions at Michigan Speedway. Average speed of 188.753. Caution free like it was at Daytona. And if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got inner races, we got inner races, we got gaming videos, we got inner online videos. Whatever the president of the unit series has called desires to have for his channel, be sure to check out Seth's Storycell Cup series, the main series on his channel. And if you want in on future seasons of Seth's series, be sure to get with Seth and he'll get you going on that. So that will do it here today. This is James Qualls. This has been production of the unit series celebrating 11 years, celebrating 12 years, I should say, of offline racing at its best. We'll see you in the 4th and final round of the International Racing Champions at Watkins Glen.